I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! I'd like to show you how to make this calendar that will sit on your desk and help you get organized all year long. The first thing to do is print the calendar. It's a PDF. This is 2 pages, and the way I have arranged it is so that the page 1 has January and then February, March, and April. And that seems weird when you're looking at the whole page, but when you cut it out, that means that you can cut the whole outline, and you may not be able to see the lines. I made them intentionally very faint, and then cut it down the middle. Then you can stack January and February on top of March and April. And then, for what it's worth, if you start at the bottom and cut them off, it's really easy to stack them up. And so that puts the whole year together. Stack your papers up as neat as you can. And then you want to fan it so that the top edge is farther away. Put a nice solid strip of multi-purpose glue on your silicone mat, and then with that fanned like that, you want to kind of drag it around. Be sure and get glue on all of the pages. You want to make sure that each and every page has glue on it. And I even like to kind of push it in to make sure that there's glue everywhere. And then stack it back up as neatly as you can. And then fold it into some wax paper so that you can squeeze it. You're actually kind of squeezing some of that glue into those pages. And this next part is actually better if you let it dry for a little while. This will make a mess of your silicone mat, but if you just take packing tape and press it really well, use your bone folder. I can't find mine right this second. You do need to wait till it's dry, otherwise this will not work. And it's clean as new. Multi-purpose liquid glue is sticky after it dries, and we don't want our calendar sticky, so what I'm going to do is pat plenty of the powder from my Stampin' Buddy on the wax paper and kind of drag it and pick it up. Depending on how carefully you cut and how carefully you stick them back together again, these may be nice and even or not. If they're not even, you can just take a blade and cut them up. The secret of cutting with a blade is not to try and do all the layers at once. Just take your time. Keep the same angle on your blade. And then we need to just put our calendar together. I've got cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 11, and I've got it scored at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. I'm making my calendar out of Mossy Meadow. Bringing in my Big Shot, I'm going to be cutting with the die, so I do need my thin die adapter and my terribly cut up plate. We have some new rectangle stitched framelits, and I'm using the number 4. I am working on taggers for these, but I just need to cover up with another cutting plate and run it through. These framelits cut the outside as well as the inside. We have some lovely new floral romance paper. This is a Specialty Designer Series paper. It has some regular printed paper on both sides, of course. It has two designs with a wood grain on one side and leaves on the other. This one has some speckles, and then it's got some gorgeous printed vellum. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, just so pretty. This is just printed on one side. Wouldn't work to print vellum on two sides. And then this has kind of a lacy design to it. I have cut a piece of the darker design to be 3 3/4 by 2 1/2, so it fits just inside here. And that stitching really adds a lot to that. And I'm just going to put this on the front. And then attach my calendar on inside that. I'm using Mossy Meadow ink. I'm using Here's to a Good Day from a Good Day stamp set. I think this is a fabulous thing for a calendar. And I brought my Big Shot in again. I'm using the number 12 framelit to cut out the greeting. The number 11 I'm using for the Designer Series paper. And the number 10 for the Mossy Meadow. All that popping is just normal. The popping is worse when you have a straight edge that's parallel with the roller. And so if you have room, you can just kind of put them at an angle and your popping won't be as bad if that bothers you. And I'm just using the leaf punch to punch out some Mossy Meadow. The thing about these easel cards is you need something to catch. You need something as a stop, and it can be anywhere along here. I'm adhering my Whisper White to my Designer Series paper and my Designer Series paper to my cardstock. And then I want to raise this whole layer up with dimensionals. And I want a low profile, so I'm putting it a little bit down here. And I think I'm going to just add my leaf in here. I'm bringing in my Stampin' Pierce mat and my Take Your Pick, and I'm trading in for the embossing tools. And I'm just going to give a little bit of extra texture with the smaller of the embossing tool, just drawing in the veins a little bit. And then just adding this in with glue. And I want this within the frame of the card. This can actually go through the mail if you'd like. Depending on how lumpy you make it, it might need some extra postage. So I've just got a piece of 2 1/2 by 4 that's Mossy Meadow, just to add a little bit of support, since this will be sitting out for a year. This calendar has all of the important days. for instance, when the catalogs will be coming out and the U.S. holidays. I think I want to add, this is not Mossy Meadow, this is actually Old Olive, but I think it goes with this paper nicely. I'm just going to take a couple of inches and tie just a simple knot, putting it on a glue dot. The glue dot might be a little bit larger than the knot, so just pinch it and push it up under the ribbon and then stick it on. So here's to a good day all year long. If you follow this link on the video or in the YouTube description below, I'll have free detailed directions for this project and product links. I sell the Stampin' Up! Products you've seen in the video. Just click the links for products you'd like to purchase and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! I offer lots of resources at bevadams.com. Click on the Home button under the banner. Click the Shop button to find specials from Stampin' Up! And shopping strategies to make the most of your money. Be sure to read about the frequent shopper points I offer my customers and the products I offer. You can get information about sharing my Evernote notebook of current Stampin' Up! Products, taggers to name all those layering framelits, a paper sampler from Stampin' Up! Cardstock, heavy-duty bags to store your 12x12 and 6x6 paper, and for the bow maker that my friend makes that I'm always using in my videos. Click the Inspiration button to scroll my projects year by year to 2011. You can go to the original post with directions. If you're new to stamping or Stampin' Up!, you might want to check out the Basics button where I share about stamps, ink, and paper, cutting card bases and layers, and some of my favorite tools. The Organization button takes you to lots of resources like a practically free stamp pad storage solution, a basic toolkit you can grab and go, labels and case inserts for just about every product, and more. More organization means more time for crafting. Click the Sip Together button to connect with me. Let's stamp if you're near Ventura County in California. Join my team if you're anywhere in the U.S. Stampin' Up! Welcomes people who want to save 20 to 25% on every order, people who want to share Stampin' Up! With a few friends, or those who want to share Stampin' Up! As a business. You can click About Me, where you'll find a link to email me. Whether we get together on the internet, in my home, or in your home, whether we drink water, coffee, tea, or wine, the important thing is to put stamps, ink, and paper together and do something creative. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also to my website so you don't miss a thing. Thank you so very much for watching. Bye.